Welcome to our CrewBrain tutorials. In this first video, I will talk about projects and jobs, explain the differences, and talk about the job information. Briefly, jobs and appointments are identical terms. The name depends on the settings. It can be changed under Administration, General, Company. With projects and jobs, you can map up to 3 levels in CrewBrain on which you can work. The top level is the project. As an example, I mention here the tour of an artist. Under each project, you can put as many main jobs as you want. In my example, these are the individual stops on the tour. For example, Hamburg, Munich, Berlin. Under each main job, you can put as many subjobs as you want. In my example, these would be the respective shifts of the individual stops. So for example in Hamburg, the setup, the event, and the dismantling. How to use these 3 levels, or whether to use only main job and sub job, or only a solo job, that's what everyone has to figure out for themselves. Mostly it depends on the size of the job, or how exactly you want to structure it. There are also 2 differences between projects and jobs. Projects do not need date and time, and you cannot book stuff into projects. To do this, you first have to create a main job, possibly sub-jobs. But these differences allow you to use projects differently. For example, you can create a project named Office or Warehouse. This does not appear in the calendar because you do not need to enter date and time, but it appears in the time clock. Finally, I would like to talk about the job information. For this, I go now into one of my main jobs. I already entered the title, date and time earlier via the short record. Therefore, these fields are already filled in. So let's move on to the job types. You can generally configure a lot in CrewBrain, so that CrewBrain adapts to your workflow and not the other way around. Everything that you can configure happens here in the administration. You can rename the job types in the administration under job, job types, so that it makes sense for you. And you can give it a color, so that you can directly see in the calendar what kind of job type it is. The same applies to the status. Also, the job status can be changed in the administration as you need it. And the status is then visible by the colored dot in the calendar. Then I can specify 1 or more schedulers, specify a customer that I have previously created in the base data or that I just create here. For each customer, I can specify a contact person so that everyone knows immediately who to contact with questions. And I can specify a location, which is then visible to everyone via Google Maps. Of course, also in the app. If it is a large location, you can also specify a contact person for the location. Last but not least, you can also specify a project manager. The project manager is more or less the boss on site and has a few more rights because he is the project manager. He can then, for example, approve working hours in this job. If you are missing some information fields here, you can also create additional ones in the administration under Jobs, Additional Information. As many as you need. Then we have a free text field where you can deposit, for example, an exact description to the job, or you can work with text templates here. You can upload documents, and per document you can decide for whom it should be visible. In each job, you have a kind of chat function to exchange with each other. For each post, you can, here again, decide for whom it should be visible, and documents can be uploaded here as well. So far to jobs, projects, and job informations. In the next video, I will show you how to plan your personal requirements for jobs.